Move by Chief Justice David Maraga to advise President Uhuru Kenyatta to dissolve Parliament has raised a number of constitutional concerns that seem to have left both leaders and the electorate with more questions than answers. Vincent Odwor spoke to a former member of the defunct Committee of Experts on the 2010 Constitution on what exactly this means for Parliament and the nation at large.
If President Uhuru Kenyatta takes the advice of Chief Justice David to dissolve Parliament, it will be the premature end of the 12th House. All the elected legislators, both in the National Assembly and Senate, would go back to the polls to seek a fresh mandate. By law, that election must be held within 60 days. Bobby Mkangi was a member of the Committee of Experts on Constitution Review. He says the Constitution is very clear on how the president should proceed.
That's a direct command, and the president really does not have discretion around whether to dissolve or not. I think the only leeway or gap that gives the president some level of discretion is the fact that no categorical period is indicated in the Constitution, and particularly that provision as to when he must take that action.
Among key constitutional questions is whether the dissolution and fresh election would affect all elective positions, including the presidency and devolved units. The Constitution states that elections for all positions will be held together on the same day. Mkangi argues that this isn't necessary based on the principle of separation of powers.
No, the law says it's only Parliament that's going to be dissolved. And that's why there was separation of powers. The election of governors, MCAs, and the president shall still be anticipated to take place during the general election in August 2022. These extraordinary circumstances will have played out that the 12th Parliament was extinguished before its expiry date. And so the new parliament that comes into play starts its duration from the time starts ticking when it comes into office.
But House leaders say dissolving parliament will not resolve the problem.
When you dissolve parliament, there must be an election within 60 days. How are you going to ensure that the resulting parliament will be two-thirds, not more than two-thirds of either gender? There's no way. I mean, this is all tired thinking.
But as deliberations continue, observers argue that the president may use this as a political weapon to whip the House into shape.
It's only through this activity and this scenario that the president can have some level of leeway. It will be left to be seen whether the president will take advantage of this weapon, of this, it's a carrot and stick situation, that Parliament does what it wants or he dissolves it.
The executive has also yet to respond to the matter. Vincent Odwor, NTV.